Hello everyone, Raven's Librarian here with another part of my Let's Play of Steamworld Quest. Forget the number, but we're starting Act 2. And in the last part, we faced off against a dragon alongside Captain Canary, and we managed to rescue the leader of the Heroes Guild, who is as disrespectful as and aloof as we might imagine, given the other members we've met. And basically, the team, with a little push from Copernica and Avery's insistence, they decided to go towards the College of Alchemy in order to investigate if there's any connection between them or someone in the college and the people from the Void Army. I want to apologize. As you can see here, I've actually done this mission already. I was trying to record it. I actually have part of the recording, but personal situations caused me to have to cease the recording, and unfortunately I haven't figured out how to properly pause these things rather than just abruptly cutting. So basically what I mean is that if I stop a recording, I'm pretty much stuck with what I got. So unfortunately I had to actually do the chapter. I guess this isn't a blind playthrough, so that's not a huge loss for me. You know, you're not actually losing on my first reaction. But the point is that
Chapter 7 at the college gates.
That I obviously already played it, so I have it fresh on my memory. So I'm just gonna. I obviously want to play it and show it on for you. It was a brisk walk. A little too brisk for my taste. We're almost there. College gate is just up ahead. So, you can see here. I also got a new card based on the story. I'm not gonna equip it until after. What I am gonna do for the moment, let them all level up, then move on. I want to use Copernica for these early parts. And look, the merchant's already here, since this is very heavily tied to her character. So I like, doesn't really make much of a difference, but I just like having her in the part. I like her being the one walking through these missions. I also like to have her in the party as much as possible, but if I see a situation where I'm better off with the other party members, I will switch. I'll be inclined to try to start with her. And look, the merchant's already here. Well, following you is good for business, just like following vultures to a fresh cadaver. That's a weird analogy. Well, not weird, it's kind of upsetting that you compare us to that. The wrought iron of a properly gated community. And a big, sturdy, and deviously glowing look. Bravo. Lock. What? The college gate was never locked. The neighborhood gone rough, perhaps? Sure looks like someone put a jinx on it. Yep, that didn't work. Yeah, it won't budge. But this is insane. The public were always free to have a walk in the park, to get inspired by the creative atmosphere, or... Hey, munheads, you done anytime soon, or should we get popcorn? Who said that? Point your peepers up here. Don't know what accent I'm going for, but I'm sticking with it. Unless I forget. We were just gonna pry for cool stuff when we heard your ruckus. Hello. Didn't expect much, but turns out you're quite entertaining. Cry for cool. Are you perchance here to steal? It's only stealing if you get caught. How did you even get in? We bought a strange bought a strange Jimmy root from a druid back home and used it on the lock. Nice of you to close it behind you. As much as I'd love to stay in Yak, there's plenty of rich college kids here ready for picking. Toodaloo. Bye. I see now how the need for a Jinx lock might have arisen. The nerve to steal from a school. My school. Face it, that pompous place has lots and lots of theft-prone stuff. I didn't hear that. Hey, maybe we could try something from the Hero's Handbook. Come on, Galio, toss me. What am I, a catapult? Ish, summer camp all over again. A catapult? That's even more brilliant. Those big, strange trees we saw on our way here sure looks dirty enough for it. Those trees were once planted by the college founders, and I'm not cutting them down to build a catapult. Unlike some of us, I'd rather use my head for thinking than as a projectile. Now, tackle the lock. Those gate crashers talked about a Jimmy root. I usually don't concern myself with this druid mumbo jumbo, but that's such a classic. It's magic when you do it, and it's weird witchcraft when someone else does it. In this case, it's the whole professional medicine versus, alternative medicine type of distinction. I usually don't. Here we go. That was another piece. Word has it that an infamous alchemist snatched a root sapling from the druid and planted it deep inside the Astray Woods, an overgrown part of the original park. It can only be used once, but supposedly unlocks anything, even Jinx, hexed or otherwise enhanced contraptions. That sounds super practical. How come people don't use them, all the time, to steal? Besides the root being extremely rare, you mean? The only non-druids knowing about this are all alchemists. And they'd rather sit in their comfy labs than get lost into perilous forests. Right now, I see it as our only option. Smashing, then the game is afoot. I still think a catapult would have worked. I think I got lost during the conversation. Oh yeah, I don't mean to make it a literal comparison. I just mean that with the whole medicine thing. I just mean that it's sort of a common thing in real life and in fictional concepts like magic, where certain groups will make very arbitrary distinctions, like, no, yeah, the stuff I study, no, that's real knowledge, science, religion, take your pick, or art. And then they'll have some weird arbitrary distinction that they'll be like, oh yeah, those weirdos, they practice puppetry or something. Again, not trying to make one specific analogy, just the general tone. The view really is heart-stirring. Oh man, oh dang it. So it doesn't repeat that no, I'm sorry, that really upsets me. There was this conversation between some of the characters. I think it was Ulrich, the guy with the different masks, and I think Galileo brought up about this mountain vista. The fact that you can they made a comment about how at least the college kids would actually have a pretty nice view of that mountain range and the nice aesthetic that comes from it. And I'm pretty sure Ulrich actually name drops the name of the place. Again, minor spoilers because I've already played this, but it's still kind of something you can still anticipate if you know enough about certain fictional tropes. If you name drop same thing with the college. If they name drop the college, odds are we were gonna go to the college. They name drop that mountain, odds are we're gonna go to that mountain. So yeah, sorry, minor spoilers, but I'm bringing it up because that is very much the point. At least I know if we go to a mountain at some point, and I'm fairly certain it's the one there. Anyway. So the next area is a bit of a puzzle loop area where you have to follow a certain path, otherwise you're gonna get stuck or lost. Now, it worked on last time, so, and I think there was a... This is the entrance to Astray Woods. We need to stay alert and be wary of which path we follow. I don't know how many times I've gotten lost and ended up right back here. Now, even though I do know the way around, because I even remember the trick from my first playthrough. You have to... Let's see if you can see this. Really gotta make sure that you people can or can't see this. You know, I'm gonna talk about it. I'm pointing at the butterflies, and basically you're just meant to follow what I think are butterflies, and follow them to where you're going, to where you need to go. Now I'm deliberately going the wrong way. It's because apparently I missed some chest, so I'm gonna try to keep an eye out for where I'm going. I got this one. Fortunately, I actually don't recall what was in this chest. I think it was one of these items. This is where you get... What's this? A sketch of a butterfly? Well, there are a lot of sketchy butterflies around here. Pun. And yeah, that's the obvious clue, in case you hadn't caught it. If you didn't notice them before. I am probably gonna... Oh, miscalculated that. So in this map, it's mostly repeat type enemies from previous Sludge Guy and the other one. Wow, great pronunciation, dude. Like the bee, wasp, maybe. Obviously, these guys are not only slightly stronger than the previous ones, but they're also a bit more competent. No, it does not help that. The chance this isn't gonna register, but... Wait, no. Better try to... If it manages to work, it's gonna be really effective. This guy's the one that's weak to lightning. Got real lucky with that one. I'll take it. So yeah, indicate one example of these guys being slightly more skilled is the fact that they can... the wasp can actually stun better. Although I think I just... That was unfortunate. Better if it's this one. Huh, interesting choice. I guess maybe it's because I took out the tanky one. Not gonna really do much. The card with this card really requires you to spend more steam power to get better results. Nice thing about the mask he's wearing is that it makes him counter stuff. Well, at least that's useful if you're fighting against an opponent that's weak to that. Get a combo going. I think the only mistake I have in this deck right now is that the warrior has the ability to make enemies weak to that. I don't know, do anything. Yeah, I'll go for this. There we go. Finish that up. Sorry, what I was gonna say was that the Armley has a card for making people weak to fire elements, but the only character that has a fire attack at this point is the mage. So because of that, it's probably not the best combination. The best combination, at least in most of the area of this map, is one of this loops. And the enemies respawn. They do not. Alright. So I'll just get virtual. But doesn't loop that. I'm not entirely sure where I might have missed the treasure chest. Let's try it out. No? You're going the wrong way. Like I said, I apologize if this gets really annoying. I just want to really make sure I don't miss a chest unless I absolutely have to. We'll see how this goes. These guys can get really annoying because they heal a lot. They have to basically, obviously just focus on one and defeat them, but still really annoying if you get a combo rate going. Another reason why Avery's not as useful in this mission is mainly because of a lot of this enemy, which is very common in this chapter. Faye is resistant to physical attacks. Now, most characters have physical attacks, but on Avery, at this point, most of her attacks are physical ones. Whereas everybody else has a bit more variety options in their layout, in their decks. I think I always keep forgetting it. He attacks him. Is the next card? I need to confirm whether or not it always will go after the last person you attacked, or if it's random which card the final card in the chain will go after. Yeah. Yeah, not much point in doing damage to everybody, but that's the chain card I got. So. We'll see if they do it again. Sometimes the AI gets really stubborn with the attack they use. Other times they'll turn around and do something completely different. This one isn't as useful again because of the whole resistance physical, and I don't really need the steam buildup because that just. I'll check if there's any other variety for the deck, but I think it's just more, go with what you got at this situation. It probably would work out better in different. So not really a point to get upset about, just because it doesn't absolutely crush him in this fight. I guess in this one I could have, I could have left the chain card do the rest. At least it paralyzed. Let's see. Yeah, the ice is not for these guys, it's meant for the wasp. Sure. Trying to see if I can get a different card for the chain. Yeah. Nah. I mean, yeah, I can just use it for the heck of it, so I don't. If I use that. Once you use that one, the X card with the lightning, pretty much over. Like, I probably could have used this one just to see this. Yeah, I should have used that one from the start, just get it over with. Okay. Same as before. I again apologize in advance for this annoying trend. Assuming anyone watches this video, somebody in the comment section is probably like, oh my god, the chest is in the other area, you dumb. Why don't you just look it up? You've already played this game. Probably shouldn't make joking straw man examples if I'm not actually going to refute what they're saying. Okay, that time I actually did go into the wrong one by accident. Wait, there it is. So you can in the ground right now. You can see it. There's weird substance. That must undoubtedly be the Jimmy root. How wondrous and whimsical nature can be. Nature is truly amazing if you look at it through the sober light of alchemy. This thing, however, is cultivated by druids, so there's probably some unorthodox ritual or other mumbo-jumbo involved. I wouldn't be the least bit surprised if the woods themselves have somehow been affected by this thing. Well, she's not wrong there. So, we're not going to use it? Of course we are. We're not building a catapult. So we can see how her priorities work. Destroying trees to build a nonsensical catapult? Dumb. Taking advice from druids? Slightly less dumb. Did you hear that? Yeah, I'm surprised it doesn't make any sound as we're passing through it. Something's moving in the trees. Huh? All I hear is rustling leaves. Even though he doesn't speak up, I wonder if Auric could actually hear it. Because I genuinely think Gileo just couldn't hear him. So I'm wondering if it's intention. It's a point that Avery does. I'll go with this for now. Barton called the boss doesn't have actual weakness to anything. So the arcane card goes for criticals. So having that mask on, so it might make me more vulnerable to damage. It's probably the better of the options at this right now. Save that one for the big finale. No, that's right. He is weak to lightning. That's why I had Auric use the super powerful card. That was literally how I beat him the last time. This is similar to another previous boss, the Wasp Queen, I believe. There's not really much incentive to go after the extra minions. This might be some bad luck for me. Might be able to recover. Yeah, we'll work with that. So yeah, he is resistant to ice like in the previous ones. Leo's on the team mainly for his healing. The last time I did the boss fight, I did it in one, but I almost lost the party during the final parts. So I'd rather not. Saving that card for when I have a very strong combo. Yeah. Should have gone for a different set. Well. Better set. That makes use of it. Also make some progress. At the very least, see if this guy has to. Can't tell if he goes after the one that did the most damage to him, or if that's purely coincidence in this case. I don't think this will make much of a difference, since he doesn't actually have the resistance. We'll see if the RNG, we might take out the little guy. He'll just spam another group, so it won't really matter. Do they heal? They do not. Alright, so there's at least one tactic you can use, which is purposely take out one of them, but then leave the other one to... Doesn't really make much of a difference since they're gonna do damage regardless. This won't do too much because even with the weakness, he still has a natural resistance. So. Now it's mainly just staying ahead of him, then going for taking the counters wherever you can get them. Even though they're resistant to the same one, it's free damage, so not the worst card to play. This is the best thing. This actually turned out really well. Gang up on this one weakness. And I paralyzed the other guy. Didn't work, so. Okay, I'll take it. Alright, that did not achieve what I wanted. This might... I don't think it'll finish him, but it will bring him close. Let's see. I'm not good at the math. I can't do the math that fast. Ooh! Got him. That card's super useful. That X card is really useful for fights like this. If the enemy has a weakness to lightning, yeah. I told you the woods would have been affected. Like 2 minutes before it happened. That's not much of a credit. Nah, a ton of slime falling from the sky could have happened anywhere. I suppose I could have said that sarcastically. It's implied. Gotta overemphasize the "nah" for sarcasm. Remarkable. It did what it was supposed to. Alright, let's head for the main building. So yeah, that was a fairly short chapter. Mainly just setup. Might be done for pacing, since it's the start of the second act. Maybe they pace the chapters based on sort of a narrative flow for the book. Or maybe they figured, some players would get really stuck and get a bit too annoyed at the puzzle. And they wanted to give them sort of like a breather to get used to that. Since I have a vague recollection that something in the college plays very similar to that, sort of a puzzle platforming scenario. It's like you got to figure out the path, otherwise you're going to get stuck here for a while. Obviously, it's only a big worry if you keep having to save over and over again, so you keep having to fight the enemies. But at normal, that's less difficult and just more tedious. Keep rambling. So, hope to see you all in the next one. I'm gonna go and investigate just what exactly is going on in this college, and obviously, with the start of this chapter, we'll figure out who those two little rapscallions were. Till then, hope to see you in the future.